Airbus A380 is dead. At least, that's what the aviation world decided when Airbus shut down production in 2021. But one airline clearly didn't get the memo. Emirates, the world's largest A380 operator, isn't just keeping the aircraft alive, it's expanding the fleet. Right now, Emirates operates around 95 to 96 active A380s. But by the end of 2026, that number is expected to rise to around 110 aircraft, almost matching its all-time peak. They're retrofitting them, installing Starlink Wi-Fi, upgrading cabins, and preparing to fly these aircraft deep into the 2040s. At the same time, other airlines, Lufthansa, British Airways, Qantas, have quietly reactivated their A380s, not out of nostalgia, but necessity. Slot constraints at major airports are getting worse, not better. And that's exactly the problem the A380 was designed to solve. So if the rest of the industry walked away from the super jumbo, why is Emirates doubling down on it? Why commit billions to an aircraft everyone else gave up on? Let's start with the numbers. Because they are staggering. Emirates has operated 123 A380s. That's nearly half of every A380 ever built. Today, around 95 to 96 are flying. Another 24 to 25 are in storage or undergoing heavy maintenance. By the end of 2026, Emirates plans to have up to 110 active A380s. No other airline comes close. The A380 failed commercially for Airbus, but for Emirates, it remains a revenue machine on high-density trunk routes. British Airways operates 12. Lufthansa has 8. Singapore Airlines has 12. Qantas has 10. Korean Air has 10. ANA has just 3. Emirates alone controls more A380 capacity than the rest of the world combined. As of late 2025, Emirates A380 fleet breaks down like this: 123 aircraft in total, 93 active, 23 in storage, 7 retired or parted out. This isn't just market dominance. It's effectively a monopoly on super jumbo operations. But Emirates isn't simply holding onto these aircraft. It's actively growing the operating fleet. And to understand why, we need to look at what expansion really means when no new A380s exist. When Airbus stopped building the A380 4 years ago, Emirates went in the opposite direction, investing billions to future-proof its fleet for the next decade and heading into the new year. It's also a great time to future-proof your own skills. That's where today's sponsor, Brilliant, comes in. Brilliant isn't a platform built around long lectures you'll never finish. Instead, it turns you into a better problem solver by getting you hands-on from the very first mistake. At Jet Curious, we love tools that sharpen how you think, and that's exactly what Brilliant does. It adapts to your level, challenges you when you're ready, and nudges you forward when you're stuck. Every lesson is built around active problem solving, using the same step-by-step reasoning real engineers and analysts rely on every day. I've been working through Brilliant's proportional reasoning course, and it's perfect for understanding the exact trade-offs airlines obsess over: fuel, weight, range, and cost. It teaches you to think in systems, not isolated facts. If you want to start the year with a serious learning goal, head to brilliant.org/jetcurious or scan the QR code to try it for free. You'll also get 20% off an annual premium subscription with unlimited access. Now, back to the A380. So what does expanding the A380 fleet actually mean when no new aircraft exist? Emirates is doing something smarter than buying new planes. It's pulling 16 A380s out of long-term storage and returning them to service. These aren't museum pieces. They're revenue-generating aircraft that were parked during the pandemic and never reactivated. To make this possible, Emirates extended its engine support agreement with Rolls-Royce into the 2040s. It's also building a new in-house engine maintenance facility in Dubai, bringing critical MRO capability under its own control beyond reactivations. Emirates committed $5 billion to retrofit 219 aircraft minus 110 A380s and 109 Boeing 777-300ERs. Each A380 spends roughly 22 days in the hangar, allowing Emirates to cycle through multiple aircraft every year. This level of vertical integration gives Emirates direct control over timelines, quality, and cost, and the upgrades themselves are significant. Starlink Wi-Fi is being installed across the entire A380 fleet starting in early 2026, delivering high-speed internet at 38,000 feet. Emirates is also rolling out Panasonic's Astrova system with 4,000 old screens, USB-C charging at every seat, and refreshed cabin amenities. Business class cabins are being aligned with the A350, ensuring brand consistency across the fleet. 60 A380s will receive Safran's new business glass lounge seats, the same ones flying on Emirates A350s. They are revolutionary. They don't need to be. The A380 itself does the heavy lifting. Passengers don't just book Emirates, they book the A380 experience. These retrofits effectively give Emirates a new fleet for the 2030s. The return on investment is substantial, but reactivations and upgrades are only part of the story. Emirates is also buying used A380s. In 2025, Emirates purchased for A380s from Doric Nimrod Air 3 for $180 million total, just $45 million per aircraft. For context, these planes originally listed at around $450 million. At $45 million for an aircraft carrying over 500 passengers. It's a bargain, less than what some airlines pay for a single A321neo on a per-seat basis. Emirates also agreed to purchase MSN 190 from Monaco-based Stratos when its lease ends in 2027, an aircraft that has flown exclusively for Emirates since 2015. Why do this? Control. Owning the aircraft gives Emirates complete authority over retrofits, maintenance schedules, parts supply, and long-term planning. No other airline on Earth is buying used A380 South. Everyone else is retiring them or trying to offload them. Emirates is consolidating the global A380 supply. This isn't preservation. It's strategic acquisition. So why now? Because slot constraints are getting worse, and this explains everything. At airports like Heathrow, Frankfurt, Amsterdam, and Paris, airlines cannot add more flights. Slots are maxed out. If you can't increase frequency, you increase aircraft size. The A380 carries more passengers per slot than any aircraft in the world. At Heathrow, Emirates operates 6 daily A380 flights to Dubai, over 2,900 passengers per day in one direction. A typical Boeing 787 carries around 296 passengers. You'd need 10 787 flights to match the capacity of 6 A380s. 10 flights, 6 slots. The math is brutal, and it favors the super jumbo. Add to that the ongoing delays of the Boeing 777X. Emirates has nearly 277 777X on order, originally expected in 2020. Then 2025, then 2026, now 2027 or later, without the 777X. Emirates faces a massive capacity gap. The A380 fills it perfectly. Then there's economics. For $5 billion, Emirates upgrades to 119 aircraft and realistically extends A380 operations into the 2040s, gaining at least 15 more years of revenue from aircraft that were supposed to be obsolete. Dubai's growth trajectory demands this scale. Dubai World Central is set to become the world's largest airport, and Emirates needs high-capacity aircraft to dominate global transfer traffic. The A380 provides instant scale that no other aircraft can match. And yes, it makes money. On core routes, A380 load factors reach 85 to 90%, with premium cabins often selling out. In many cases, premium cabins alone make the flight profitable. Lower cost per seat, High demand. Limited slots. This is where the A380 thrives. Despite tightening emissions rules and long-term risks, the A380 allows Emirates to offer more premium seats per flight than any competitor, and those seats generate high yields. Many travelers even plan trips around flying the A380. When people think of the A380, they think of Emirates. When they think of Emirates, they think of the A380. That brand association is worth billions. Emirates will fly the A380 longer than any airline in history. Until a true successor exists, whether that's a stretched 777, an A350 to 2000, or something entirely new, the Super Jumbo remains unmatched. The A380 era isn't ending. It's entering an Emirates-only second chapter. And here on Jet Curious, we'll be watching every step of it. Before you go, the YouTube algorithm thinks you'll enjoy the next video, so why not check it out?